Hi everyone, welcome back to Create Every Day in May, hosted by Jen's Crazy Life. Today is May 19th, 2018, and we are going to make a card that is giving me the blues. This is the prototype. Can you guess what it is? It's a wallet. No, I wish. It's a pop-up card. Can you believe that? Let's just talk about this first of all. The measurements I have are in centimeters. Okay, because it's easy to do in centimeters versus inches. All right, so what I want to discuss with you is the steps that we'll be taking. So let me go ahead and pull those out. And for me, the way I like to work things out, because sometimes it doesn't always work out, I just went ahead and cut all the pieces that I needed to make sure that I understood. So, and I put 1s, 2s, 3s, whatever. Step 1 is to cut 30 by 10 centimeters and divide it in half. So you're going to cut it down. So this is really a 12 by 4 sheet of paper. Cut in half, score, make a half. Okay. Step 2, and I got this from Love for Craft, so I'm following her instructions almost to the T. Step 2 is 20 by 9. You're going to divide this in half lengthwise. And then you're going to score, and you're going to make a diagonal. And we'll discuss that one. We're going to do that one together. And then step 3 is divide into, you're going to take a 24 by 9 and divide into 4 parts. Or I do have some in inches, so this is in inches. And this is take a 9.5 by 3.5 paper and still divide in 4 parts. And then step 4, which is take 5 by 8 centimeters, 4 sheets of paper, 5 by 8 centimeters, and cover part 3. But we'll discuss all of this in as we go along. So what I've already done is I've cut down the paper that I want to use, which is just some plain, it looks goldish, yellow gold. It's goldish looking. And this is again a 30 by 10 or a 12 by 4, and I cut it in half. I folded it in half, so that's the step 1. Step 2 is where I think I have a problem. So I'm going to share with you my woes. And step 2 is you're going to take a 20 by 9 sheet of paper, and you're going to fold it in half lengthwise. So you're going to just take it, and you know how I like to do mine. I like to do corner to corner. And once I get corner to corner, I create that first crease, and I pop it down. Or you can just take half of this if you're using centimeters, which is going to be 4.5. Okay? And then I just measure it out on my scoring board to make sure I have a nice deep crease. And this paper right here I'm going to abuse a little bit because it is the mechanism, and the mechanism is going to get a lot of wear and tear. So I wanted to make sure I had a good piece of cardstock versus a lighter piece of cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and score this. Okay, in her instructions, she gives you, she kind of does each piece. I want to get all of my things kind of scored first before I try to do any like gluing or assemblage. So I've just scored this down. I'm just going to run over with the bone folder really quickly, because this piece, like I said, is going to get a lot of abuse. So we want to make sure that it's going to fold nicely folding. Okay, so now we have that, and now what you're going to do is you're going to score in 4 corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, however you want to count, make sure it's 4. 5.5 centimeters. So that is so much easier probably than, like, let's see, 5.5 centimeters, not inches, Brandy. You're going to start from your very beginning. This little ruler is a lifesaver. I don't even know if I have another ruler. Of course, you know I don't know where it's at. My goal for the month of June, besides crafting, is to get everything unpacked, finally stored, thrown out, or sold or used. So that's my goal for June. I know we're over halfway in May. So if we were going to measure this out, you know, I probably, so yeah, you see that? If you're going to measure this out, it's going to be 2 and something. I will definitely get the measurements in English, excuse me, in the American metric system. I don't know why we all can't just, never mind. I'm quite sure a lot of people complain about that. But you know, when America left the colonies, Americans, they wanted to be different. And years later, who knew that they was going to harass the left-handed crafter? Because sometimes this can get annoying. All right, so we've made our tick marks. And now what you want to do, and this is, let me just go ahead and make this a little bit easier for myself. This is where it could get a little bit complicated for Brandy. So you're going to take from your tip to this tip, you are going to create a diagonal. If you've made a pop-up card before, let me know if you have easy to follow instructions or you have an easy to follow video. I am going to watch some other videos, but I wanted to do this. And yesterday I wasn't home much. I was in the streets being wild and crazy, and not really, but I was in the streets yesterday and I didn't do much of anything that I'm supposed to do. So I still have, like, for real errands to run today. Like important things I need to get done. I didn't do that yesterday at all. So now what you want to do is you want to fold these. And I'm going to score mine because it's just easier for me versus trying to fold. All right, so once you get your scores, once you get everything scored, you really want to fold this over. And you want to make sure that these, again, this is the mechanism. So you want to make sure that this is folding nice, very nice and easy. Because if you don't, it's going to be a big problem when you finally put your card together. So you want to make sure that you fold it over. I'm just going to varnish the heck out of this to make sure that it folds properly. So here comes the fun part. You probably remember something like this when you were in high school or middle school, and maybe you didn't play with paper growing up, but I sure the heck did. We used to make those fortune, you know, it's funny, none of the fortunes that I had ever came true. You know, like if you had a crush on someone, never came true. So now you're going to make a hut, all right? And I call it a hut because this is how it should look once you have folded everything over. Everything is hopefully measured nicely. You have a nice little hut, and it looks like a cabana. When you go to the beach, or even a big top, you go to the circus, it kind of looks like that in my opinion. So I'm just trying to fold these down nice and even, make them kind of flat. I figured that it wouldn't, you know, wouldn't fold properly because I'm probably off a little bit on my measurement, but I think for the most part it is good. Once I figure this out a lot better, I think I will be able to use thinner paper. But you see how much abuse this paper is taking right now, so I don't want it to, I don't want to get a thinner layer and it cannot come out properly. So I'm just folding this over and making sure my folds are nice, and there. All right, so now just to make sure we're on the same page, you're going to pop it out, make sure it looks good. It looks good. So now let's move on to number 3, step 3. Step 3 is taking a 24 by 9 sheet of paper and folding it into 4 parts. This is the easy part for me because, you know, I like to fold things in half, which is awesome. So that's half of that. So if you're going to take 24, that would be 12 centimeters. Then you're going to take from your new fold and your tip, going to fold it over, which would be 6. So you would score 6, 12, 12 plus 6, 18, 24. There you go. But you don't have to do all that because you could just score the halfway mark, score this one over like that, and then turn your paper over and score from the halfway mark again. So if you didn't want to have to figure out all the math that's involved, which is not much in this one, I must say that I'm ecstatic about. And then I just fold this over. And this paper is a lot thinner than the other paper we're using, so no need to pull out the scoreboard for that. But you, of course, can do whatever you need to make your project a lot easier. I know that if this paper wasn't as thin as it is, I would probably use my scoreboard. Okay, so now let's just talk about the assembly. So right now we have 3 pieces. We have this is our actual card. This is the mechanism that's going to be hidden. And then this is what our recipient will see. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? All right, so let's put this aside for now. When they get the card, it's going to be just like this, right? So it's going to close. They're going to see this front. Are you going to decorate the front? Yes, we are going to decorate the front. What are we going to do on there? I don't know yet. And then in the inside, it's going to be like this. Now, I have some pieces, and I have a stamp. I want to put my little girl right here, I think. And then I think I'm going to put happy birthday. So I'm going to stamp her out on some scrap paper that we have laying around. And I think we're going to use some of this Bo Bunny, what is it called? Noteworthy, maybe. These things right here. I don't know. But you need to decorate now. Like, this is the point where you want to actually decorate, in my opinion. So on the video, she shows you kind of like a step-by-step how you can do it. I would decorate now. Because now, so what's going to happen once you finish decorating everything? I don't want to put on the outside, just kind of contemplating. Because I want to put some ephemera on here, but it's all Valentine's Day stuff that I pulled out, unfortunately, and I'm not sure if this ephemera pack that I have will be big enough, will be too big, overpowering of it. But I'm going to pull out some pieces and I'll share with you what they are, and then we'll go from there. Y'all want to know a secret? I actually planned this out. Like, I pulled out the stuff that I wanted to use, and I was like, yeah, that'd be cute. That'd be cute. And I'm just sitting here like, no, this is, no. So, let's see what we can do. All right, don't adjust your camera. That is a donut. And I don't really like sprinkled donuts, but I have this stamp. And it's going to come to the rescue. I have pulled out this handmade Charlotte Kids candy paper pad that you can pick up from Michael's. This cardstock is pretty decent for it to be kids cardstock. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly, I think I am going to decorate this. I'm going to put this one right here and this one right here. Oh, we could do this, right? No, we're going to do this because it's going to be easier for me to cut down. And then on the front, oh no, we're going to put this one right there. And then I'm going to put this little girl away because we don't need her at the moment. And I think, I wish I don't have any, I have a sentiment. I don't have any donut funny sentiments, I don't think, because that would be cute. And so in a little panel, I'm going to take one little white sheet of paper. Hopefully this will fit. I don't want to play stamp chicken today. But let's see, I'm going to stamp that probably in the middle somewhere. And then I'll put something cheesy like donut forget me or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But for now, I'm just going to cut this off. And I'm going to adhere this down with some glue. I'm going to have to get the glue stick out and try that out. And when I come back, we'll have all these outside pieces attached. Okay, so we're back and I am getting ready to assemble the card, but I'm just trying to piece it together so it doesn't seem as awkward. This is going to be the front, and I have a stamp that I'm letting sit over there. I'm going to put that on last. I think it's probably look better like that. Yep, so we're going to put this on the front. This card has taken a lot out of my mental capacity today. I think I've been working on this one card for like an hour. Off and on camera. So when we open it up, it's going to have this donut. I like donuts, just plain glazed donuts though, from Krispy Kreme or Shipley's or any other delicious donut place. And then at the bottom, we're going to have that pink donut. Now, this is the issue. When we open it up, we're going to have this right here. So, I have some washi tape. And it's from, I think it's from the Lollapalooza, you know, the ones with all the pun stuff when they first started coming out. I also have this little strip of donut washi. And then I have this, and I thought this was washi, but it's not. It is washi. I thought it was donuts, but it's like sushi, cookies. I thought it was pastries, but I thought it was just donuts. But it's a lot of different comfort foods, I guess. I like all of those. So I have this one. I cut it. I said, so good, tasty, sweet. I think I'm just going to cut those strips and I'm going to apply like it on one. I don't want it to be too thick because the card has to fold and it needs to fold properly. So I'm going to just cut a few of those words off. I'm going to cut the so good, tasty, and sweet because donuts are so good. They're definitely tasty. And they are definitely sweet. Yum, yum, yum. So I'm going to put it just like this. So it's going to say so good, sweet, and tasty. And I looked through all of the stamps that I have put on my pegboard. And I do not have that Martin Cheeky Pop donut one yet. I have to catch a sale. So I don't have any of the punny things like, you know, donut worry, be happy and stuff like that. And I'm not going to go and print it off. I'm just going to work with what I have. No big deal. No one's going to lose any sleep over it. I think I can probably cut this donut out. Let's see if it'll fit in this punch. Let's see. Perfection. Yeah. So I'm going to cut this down and then I'll put a few donuts like right there. You know, I just said I didn't want to make it too big, but I think that it would look cute if I pop them up versus laying them flat. What y'all think? Just leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I am going to pop it up, though. I have moved my scissors. So I'm using these sticky American Craft stickers, scissors. I messed them up. I've made them sticky. So I have to work with that. So I'm just putting some adhesive on the back. And you see right here when I cut it down to get it in, it kind of made that. So I'm going to hide that little piece by putting this up like right there. So good, sweet, and tasty. Yum, yum, yum. I haven't really introduced the little roommate into, well, 2 donuts. His dad has, though. His dad is a junk food junkie. I only like certain junk food. Like, I'll give junk food a try. Yes, I will. But, like, if we went to a junk food place, like, if I could pick any junk food in there, I would have to pick, like, a soft, ooey, gooey brownie. With, like, caramel in there or chocolate chips. And if they didn't have that, I would have to get a chocolate chip cookie. So, yay, we got 2 panels done and we have 4. Let me think. All right, so I think I have this all planned out in my head and it's working out. I'm thinking that I will do washi right here again. So I'll put, oh my God, yum and delicious. But I'm thinking, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do some tags, some flags, flags. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these strips that I have left over because they're front and back. And I'm just going to make a few tags down here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. And have them maybe coming from both sides. So it'll be some here and there. And then I have these little confessions. And they are from the Bo Bunny something noteworthy. I don't know the thing. But it's sweet. Very sweet. It has a bunch of sweet stuff in there. So I'm going to use that. And I think I'm going to just put them randomly like that. And of course I'm going to have to pop them up. So much for having a flat card, right? I think I want to put the pink one in the back and have it more green and brown because I was really trying to go for like a masculine card or a unisex card so anybody, you know, could use this card. If it was a guy or a girl, it would be something. Because what person you know don't like some sort of sweet? Now you may be allergic to chocolate. I got it. You may not like bubblegum, got it, but you eat something. You might not like cake, but you might like pie, you know. So that's what I was thinking. I could be wrong and totally off by saying that, but most people like sweets, some form of sweet, even if it's not, if you're not a sweet head or a sugar head. Because my aunt, she likes like candy in the refrigerator, so she may not like a Snickers, like buy it and eat it. She has to put hers in the refrigerator and let it get cold, and I don't like crunchy candy. I think that that's just weird for me, but she likes it like that, so that's how we do it. When she's here, we'll get some candy for her and it's in the freezer, and she just crunches on it, but she lets it thaw out a little bit. So I don't know. So we're gonna make this one flat. I had put some pop-up on there, but now we're gonna make that one flat, and see, it kind of even still pops up even though it's flat. And then we're gonna pop up the brown one a little bit. This is so cool. So cool. I definitely was challenged today. You see how long this video is? And let's not talk about all the stuff I've done off screen, like while the video has not been rolling. Yeah. Sometimes the struggle is more than real. And who knows if I'm going to put this thing on right, because the other one I screwed up and I had to tear it up a little bit. That's why I was trying to do a prototype before I get on here and make a complete and total crazy lady of myself. And we're just going to have it like that. So you end up seeing a pink one more so than anything. But I like it, so it will be like this. And let me go ahead and make the tags really quickly. Okay, so we have assembled everything except for this piece right here. And like I said, I was going to make some flags really quickly for that. I think that'd be cute. Like this. Let's see. Just like that. So that's how it's going to look. The birds are singing me a song this morning. They always sing me a song in the morning time, in the middle of the day, in the afternoon. The only time they're really quiet is once it gets dark. Almost dark, I should say. You know, right now, since it's light out longer, they tend to be vocal as long as it's lit. It's lit outside, so. Alrighty. I really didn't intend to make this card so dimensional, because this is technically my second card that I've created today ever. And so it's gonna look like this when we finish. All right, so let's go ahead and stop playing around and finish assembling this thing. I am going to use, I'll put this at the bottom. It says Sweet Life. All this pink. Ooh. What do I think? That just messed up everything, huh? Maybe I could do this. That way it won't be so weird looking. That means I would have to put something at the top too. Not really. I don't have to put anything at the top. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and adhere these pieces down, because this is where the fun part takes place. All right, if you're going to put paper, don't butt them up to each other. Learn from my experience. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to find the center of this card. And I probably shouldn't have rounded the edges off, right? But I did. So we're going to say it's 5 because of the width, and we're going to mark it right at 5. All right, so that's the center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our glue ready. We're going to take the tip of our hut and put it right in the center. Right there, okay? Because now what's going to happen is once we glue it down, this piece is going to open up like that. Okay. And so how I did it the first time is I just kind of found the center, of course, to be true right there. And I just applied the glue down. My neighbors are, he's edging the grass up. I should ask him if he's going to come do mine. He's edging the neighbor's yard now. Anyway, put that on, and then I just close it. And what I do, because this is the top, she does the bottom in her video, and I just flip it over like this, and I hurry up and make sure that it's not too far off, and I do the other side. Then I'm going to close it and let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll come back on and do the assembly of the twist part with you. Okay, I've already went ahead and applied the front piece on. This looks so yummy. I mean, I can appreciate the beauty of donuts. Can't you? So yummy. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open it up. And this is how your card should be at this point, ready to receive the rest of its everything. So now what you want to do is you're going to find your center of this piece, which should be very easy since you've already, you know, folded it over, manipulated it as best as possible. And then we're going to find the center of our card, and we're just going to go right here, of the pop-up I should say, and we're going to glue this down together to create the twist. Here comes the tricky part. Alright, so since Brandy had to be fancy and decorate all this other stuff, crazy girl, hopefully we don't mess it up too much. I don't need to worry about the center because I know that this is my center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my center of this pop portion of that center and just line it directly up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over, and this is where I made my mistake, and I'm going to not tell you what I did until after we put it down properly. You see this top half? Glue that. Don't glue the whole thing. Just glue the top half. And I glued the whole thing like a crazy person. The video, I wasn't paying attention. I just saw her using the glue, but she definitely only glues the top half. So only glue the top half on this side. Apply some pressure down. It is wet glue, so you know it may take a little bit. And then while that is drying over there, we're going to glue the bottom half on this side. So the top on this side and the bottom on this side. Can you do it vice versa, top and bottom? I don't know. I wouldn't even recommend it. I would just, I mean, if you've watched someone else do it like that, then yes, do it however you think is best. The one thing you cannot do is glue the whole thing. Do not, cannot, please don't glue the whole thing. Okay? So, we're going to apply some pressure on this side. Line these things up, because that's the beauty of wet glue, right? True wet glue, not that quick drying glue that you know, that's when you know that you put it on properly. When you have a little bit of wiggle room, maybe you cut something off a little bit awkward. There you go. So now I'm going to go ahead, and while that glue is drying, this is how the back will look. While the glue is drying right here, I'm going to go ahead and put our little sentiment down that says Sweet Life, and you see it has like candy and stuff like that. And I'm going to pop it up because why not? I mean, we've already went all out on this card, so why not just go completely bonkers with popping stuff up? Okay, are you ready for the wildlife? No. Are you ready for the twist? Let's see if I did it correctly. And yay for twist cards, right? I have one more piece that I'm waiting to dry to go on the front. But for the most part, we are done. this is how it looks. Aren't you excited? Like, this card is super amazing once you get it to do what it needs to do. And I did not round those corners. Can I still round the corners? Let me see. All right, so this is the completed card, and it took almost all of my energy. So here we are. This is the front, and it just says celebrate today. And I took this little stamp right here, stamped it out, and I made the bite this way. Okay, it looks like the bite should be this way, but I didn't do that because I wasn't thinking. And then I need to stamp something because it was just so plain. Rounded the corners. Of course, most of the things I do make have rounded corners. I don't know why, I just like rounded corners. And then you open up and bam, you have a surprise in the inside. Yay! It is awesome. Okay, I even got those corners rounded. Can you see that? I'm super excited about that. So it says so good, sweet tasting. You get some donuts over here going on. It says delicious with some little flags that I made. And then it has these little bags of candy or treats. And then at the bottom it says so sweet. And it actually works like flawlessly. I'm so happy about that. So happy. I wonder if you could just cut this off. Like, really, do you need that piece? I don't know. I'm not going to chance it. But anyway, I want to say thank you all for coming along with this crazy journey of mine. I definitely enjoyed making the card. Sometimes the struggle is worth it. And in this case, I'm super excited. I'm going to go ahead and make another one after I finish videotaping this video. And until tomorrow or next time, happy crafting.